Hey guys, King of Charm Managers. Alright, you are probably wondering why are you staring at the most overpowered thing in all of Master League? Well, I'll tell you something. One of my buddies came up to me and he's like, why, I have a question. So, what do you think level 50 Dialga is going to do to the meta? Because Dialga's actually his favorite Pokemon. He loves Dialga. He loves the big metal time roar dragon of destruction called Dialga, and he actually uses it in Master League. He loves it. Now, if I told you he has almost enough candy to actually make a level 50 Dialga, you'd probably tell me you're lying, but I've seen his profile, he showed me the pictures, and he's actually pretty damn close. Not super close, but he's close. He's close enough to make you scared. And I just want to make this video and to show the impact of what level 50 Dialga would do to the overall meta. Dialga on itself at level 41, Best Buddy already has this ridiculous break and bulk point at level 41. Now give it 10 more levels. Yes, we are going to analyze Dialga not just at level 4, not level 50, but level 51, i.e. Best Buddy, super OP, overpowered, Hunk of Junk Dragon, not really Hunk of Junk Dragon, the Transformer, the Decepticon, the bane of your existence, and the reason why I had to figure out a really hard plan in Season 1 with Hydreigon. How do I make Hydreigon kill this thing? Behold, enter level 50 Dialga. As you see, at level 50, Dialga becomes a monster, sporting almost 300 attack. If you notice, Mewtwo has a lot of attack. If you do the comparisons, they're pretty dang close. And it goes over 4,500. Best Buddy Dialga actually goes to 46. Which is insane. It's a Steel and Dragon type. You know what that means? That means Ice don't affect you that much anymore. Ice does neutral damage, and that also means you are a monster. This typing is destructive. It is adventurous, and the reason why Dialga does so well is because of this typing. With Steel and Dragon, Dialga is only weak to fighting and ground. Yes, fighting and ground. You neutralize the Dragon weakness. You also neutralize the Charm weakness and the Ice weakness. Anything with Steel basically turns it into a weapon of mass destruction, and Dialga with Dragon and Steel turns it into an absolute destroyer. So you only have two weaknesses, fighting and ground. You resist 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we annihilate? Well, who does Dialga annihilate? You resist 10 typings of the meta. 10. You have two weaknesses, 10. In other words, out of this, I believe, out of like the 18 or whatever typings are out there, you resist more than half, and you're only weak to 2. And plus its stats, it's just. Do I need to convince you that this thing is just this thing will destroy everything you know and love if you haven't been destroyed by it already, multiple times, by the way. Now the thing about Dialga is the reason why it's not just its stats and its typing, but it's also its moveset. It sports Dragon Breath. Dragon Breath is the most powerful fast move overall damage-wise in the entire game of Pokemon Go. It is super powerful. Not only that, it also has Iron Head, Draco Mew, and Thunder. In other words, it has coverage with Thunder against some of the things that beat it. For example, Dialga can be beat by a Kyogre with Blizzard. Guess what? Thunder does to a Dialga. You kill it with Thunder. How do you kill a fish? You light it on fire with the power of electricity. You summon it from the sky, strike it on the ground, and all of a sudden, you have food for the night. That is how you make fried Kyogre, by the way. I'm just kidding. Anyways, as you see, it's very strong. Very powerful. Even has Draco Meteor. Draco Meteor, even if resisted, is so strong with Dialga stats, and it will literally kill everything. It does a lot of damage, okay? Dialga is good. You should know it already. If you don't, well, now you know. Alright, here's the PPoke.com rankings. Now, we don't have the level 50 rankings for level 50 available on the website. It's okay, though. We're just going to go basically off of Dialga from where it's positioned beforehand. Because we're going to run Dialga in the Matrix at level 51 and 50 with both movesets and just make a comparison of just how much better it gets. Because the likelihood of you getting a level 50 Dialga, unless you're like my buddy, is very low as of right now. Unless Dialga comes out for a month and everybody raids the bejesus out of it, Dialga, it's going to be very long before anyone gets a level 51 Dialga. Well, level 50 Dialga or a 51 even. So the thing about Dialga is it's insanely powerful. We know that. It's number 3 overall in PvPoke.com at level 40. 41 to be specific. As you see, it's a monster closer, beats Giratina Origins, Togekiss, Kyogre, Gear Altered, and Dragonite. In other words, it's a lot. Only losing to things that basically are weak. It has its weakness. In other words, ground and fighting type attacks. That's why Mewtwo, Melmetal, Groudon, Rhyperior, and Metagross do so well against it. It's because it's literally the only thing that really oppresses Dialga, or like actually stands a huge chance to get it if you're not matched up against it, are what it's weak against. The 2 typings, which is what Melmetal and the other ones actually have. As you see in the lead, Dialga is number 6. You probably dreaded it if you've seen the lead at least once, which I have a lot. And as a closer is where its strongest position. Dialga is the number 4 closer in the entire meta. Pretty dang close to the rest of the other 4 up top. It's extremely powerful, taking out Kyogre, Togekiss, Gear Alter, Dragonite, or Giratina Origins. And like I mentioned, it's only really like weak against like what it's only weak against like unless you're the Pokemon you have has a dragon or a fighting or a ground move, like as a charge or a fast move, very unlikely that you're gonna stand strong against Dialga. That's how strong Dialga is. It's also a monster switch. A lot of people, if you've seen this thing switched into you, it's like your soul dies. It's like, oh great, I have to deal with this. Or if you have a counter to it, then you're like, alright, cool. But that's assuming you don't lose a lead against it already. As you see, it's the number 21 save switch. However, in general, it's an incredible save switch because it's able to force you to essentially, you have to have countermeasures against Dialga. That's how oppressive Dialga is. Number 3 overall in all positions, at least 1 through 50, but at the same time, you've probably seen the meta full of Dialga, and Dialga is actually really, really freaking good, even though it's level 21 as a save switch. You've probably seen a lot switched into you as a save switch, just because it's just that good. It's so oppressive, it's so powerful, and if you land a Draco Meteor through shields against any of these right here, they are going to very likely die, depending on how much damage there are. But either way, if they don't die, it's going to do a lot of damage. You've probably seen it, I've seen it, and it's just dangerous. Dialga is a monster in Master League. And at level 50, you are going to hate this matrix. Or love it if you actually have one built, or you're like, oh my gosh, you are literally throwing every single rare candy in existence into your big metal dragon. Might not be a bad idea. Alright, like I say time and time again, if you would like, please consider donating to PvPoke.com. So here we have Dialga. Dialga in both forms. As you see, I have level 51 here. There's level 51. Yes, it goes at 4620. It's that freaking strong at level 51. Right here. Level 51, you maximize it. It ends up being that. Yeah, it's nuts. That's level 51. Here's level 41. So 41 and 51. Same thing for the Thunder variation. This is a level 51 with Thunder. Here's a level 41 with Thunder. Actually, I almost forgot. Okay, here you go. Thunder. Okay, poof. Okay, there you go. Puff. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to run the 2 shield and we'll see just exactly how powerful level 51 is versus level 41. You're not... Mother of mercy. So, if you have a level... Oh my gosh. So this is assuming of course, all the targets we have here are level 40. Or actually, you can have default cap. So we can do this. We'll analyze. I'm going to actually here. Let's analyze at level 40. You can analyze at level 50. So... Let's do Destroyer first. So we'll analyze, so I'll go through it relatively quickly, so I'm not going to go specific into each matchups, but here's level 40, and then we'll look at level 50 against the level 50 defaults itself. So every Pokemon will be at level 50. So at level 40, as you see here, the only thing that really, defiantly beats Dialga, as you see here, you flip the Conkeldurr, you beat opposing Dialgas, of course you're going to be opposing Dialga. Look at those ratings though, 600. So it goes from neutral all the way up to 600. Just like that. From 41 to 51. You only lose to Groudon and Heatran with both versions just because Fire Spin and, like I said, Fire hurts a lot. So Fire hurts a lot. That's basically it. Actually, it's more like Heatran, yeah, it's the Flamethrower and the Fire Spin damage. Actually, this is kind of interesting. Like, why do you lose the 2 shield versus Heatran? Is it like super bait dependent? Because, you know, you can actually... Okay, let's see. Flamethrower. 78 damage. Yeah, I mean, if you don't, as long as you shield the flamethrowers, you can take an Ironhead. If you don't shield the, yeah, all you have to do is shield an Ironhead. Like, this is just, I was just weirded. It's weird. All you have to do, yeah, that's all you have to do. Just shield the, not shield the Ironhead. So don't shield this. Okay, don't shield the Ironhead. So if you don't shield Ironhead, but you actually shield the flamethrower. So you shield the flamethrower, you call it right. Heatran still wins, but barely. Okay, so you have to take 2 Ironheads. So Heatran does beat it. I think it's because, oh, it's because of the that makes sense. So whatever was this Dragon Breath, i.e. Heatran, that's why Heatran beats you. Same thing with Groudon. Groudon's really oppressive just because of it basically, it outpaces you with Fire Punch and Earthquake. You can win if you land on Draco Meteor or something, but you still, it's still like, it's like to be expected. You beat Lugia with all variations. You also, but you lose against Metagross and Melmetal just because of the superpowers. Melmetal with superpower hurts a lot, and you will be pressured to shield because superpower, like I said, it hurts a lot. Metagross, I believe Metagross, in order for Metagross to beat you, you have to, it has to hit an Earthquake. So as long as you shield, yeah, you double bait and then hits the Earthquake. So if you do shield the Earthquake, as you see here, shield this attack, bang, you win. Well, actually, it still wins. Interesting. No, wait. Oh, wait, that's because it didn't, like, register, because you don't 3 shields. Okay, there's 2 shields. Okay, so if you actually, so here, if you eat an Ironhead, if you call the Ironhead, I mean, yeah, if you call the Earthquake, you shield the Earthquake, or even if you just eat 1 Ironhead, you actually win this matchup. So, yeah, just literally eat an Ironhead or shield the Flamethrower, and that's GG's for the Metagross matchup. As you see here, level 50 does flip Snorlax. Snorlax does beat you, and you also flip Swampert. So you beat Snorlax, you beat Swampert at level 50 versus level 40. Togekiss still beats Togekiss still is able to charm you down. However, it's gonna come out of you're gonna come out of this matchup with shields. As you see here, they're going to have to burst it, and then you don't even have to shield this. You could just let it go, and you're gonna come out with a 2-0 shield advantage, which is arguably a lot worse than in Master League, especially Master League versus having Dialga. But as you see, this is how oppressive Dialga is. You'll break both shields before it goes down. So you'll have 2 shields to literally throw at from what Togekiss. Rhyperior can still Mud Slap you down. So Rhyperior in the 2 shield, if they switch incorrectly, as you see here, Rhyperior can still Mud Slap you down. Well, I don't think it can directly Mud Slap you down. As you see here, you have to shield. However, if it doesn't have its charge moves, I think, okay, Rhyperior can still, as you see, even though you do have, this is what's kind of nuts, Rhyperior can still Mud Slap you down. Yeah, it can totally just Mud Slap you down and then throw whatever energy back. So Rhyperior is basically the ultimate, like, Antichrist. Well, not the ultimate, but, like, it's still a great anti-meta pick because Mud Slap still does a lot of damage. So this is level 40. This is 2 of the 1s. And now I'm gonna do the 2 1 zeros, and then we'll go over the level 50 ones. As you see here, the 1 shield isn't very much different. 1 shield's pretty much the same. 1 shield you go down a little bit because you aren't able to block a charge move from the opposing one. So you pick up the Dialga matchups, you pick up the Garchomp matchup as well as the Heatran matchup in the 1 shield, and Mamoswine. So you pick up a lot of matchups you actually pick up a whole lot of matchups. You beat Mewtwo with Ice Beam. You beat Snorlax, and yeah, you flip like a couple of matchups. But in the 1 shield, Dialga level 50 is a lot weaker. Zeros? How does Dialga fare? This is Dialga's strongest position, by the way. So in the zeros, you pick up the Dialga matchup. You also pick up the Garchomp matchup. And Heatran and Ho-Oh. So level 50 level 51 versus level 40 picks up a lot of key matchups that you wouldn't normally win in the 2 shield or the 1 shield. And as you see, it's very powerful in the closer. Now, I'm not even going to say what happens. When you give this thing a shield, here's what happens, okay? You kill almost everything. You literally kill almost everything. The level 50 variation with the shield, even the level 40 variation, the only thing that convincingly beats you is Melmetal. Well, even then, Melmetal has to bait in the 1-0 scenario. This is what you have to do. As you see here, they have to bait. They can't triple superpower you. If they try to triple superpower you, you can actually take it out. Triple superpower. See here? Triple superpower, Dialga wins. So they can't triple superpower you. They have to superpower, rock slide, and then do something fancy. But yeah. And in the 2-0s, it's basically game over. Nothing kills Dialga in the 2-0s in Master League. Or not in Master League, but rather, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nothing like in the 2-0s, yeah. In the 2-to-1s, yes, as you see with shield advantage, you do lose a few matchups, i.e. Conkeldurr, but with shield advantage, you still wipe out Kai. The big difference here is in the 2-to-1s, as Rhyperior can take you out, but you actually have an answer against Rhyperior. As long as you have shield advantage in the 2-to-1s or the 2-to-1s, 1-0s, you can take out Rhyperior. So Rhyperior can't mud slap you down if you have shield advantage, as you see here. And then you beat the majority of the other meta at level 51. Alright, so here we go. Here is a custom level 51. As you see here, I actually like made everything like maximum. So you can actually play with the IVs right here, but I made everything maxed out. So everything maxed out at level 51. As you see, everything here is at level 51. This is assuming. So now when you even the playing field out and you put level 50 together, this is what we do. So, as you see, other level 50 Pokemon, I still have the level 51 versions here, and I have the level 41. So, you're still going to see the comparison. After that, we run the simulator. Again, all these Pokemon are level 51. When you even the playing field out and everyone just has roided mons, everyone starts to try to kill each other. Literally trying to kill each other. Literally trying to kill each other. Literally. Okay, so as you see here, the playing field from level 40 versus level 50. But this gives you a good advantage, like the before simulators, as you saw. This really shows you just how oppressive, if one mon gets to level 50, i.e. Dialga, how much it flips. It's insane. Now, if everything's at level 50, as you see here, everything kind of like spans out to it was at level 40. As you see here, level 40 versus level 50 does matter. Level 40 Dialga does lose a certain amount of matchups, as you see here. You lose against Machamp. Level 50 still beats Machamp. It'll still against level 50 Machamp, Mamoswine. As you see, it basically turns into what you usually lose against. So this is Dialga versus, if you looked at the level 40 comparisons, this is what level 50 would look like. And level 50 looks like basically like level 40. It looks like when you put a level 50 Dialga versus a level 50 or whatever it is, it pretty much, well, to be expected, turns to normal. Everything evens out. And based on these matchups, there's nothing that's like 508. Machamp maybe, but like there's no crazy like bulk or breakpoint that like really flips certain matchups. I guess level 50 versus 51 can matter. However, I don't think it will. As you see here at the one shield things do flip around. You lose against a lot of things you do lose against and are just very oppressive, i.e. Garchomp, etc. It's insane just how powerful the level 51 meta is and just how much of an advantage one level 50 versus the level 40s actually give you. That's the one shield. Here's the no shield. This is Dialga's strongest position. So level 50 Dialga versus all the other ones. Looks like you still lose against a good healthy amount. However, you're able to actually take out Dialga. You win the mirror with Draco Meter versus the Thunder one. And it looks like you beat Ho-Oh. You lose against Ho-Oh. You were able to beat Ho-Oh with the Thunder variation. As you see here, level 50 Dialga actually beats level 50 Ho-Oh as long as you have Thunder in the closer. Because Thunder is actually able to take it out. You beat Lugia, you beat Machamp, you beat Mamoswine. So there's some differences. You beat Rhyperior too with Iron Head. And if you have Thunder, you do lose. So it's not really much of a difference, to be honest with you. Well, yeah. So if you, level 50 is basically like level 40. So if you put level 50 versus level 50, it's basically like level 40 versus level 40. There's not a lot of keepsake. In the 2-0, Dialga still destroys everything. So, in hindsight, Dialga is still a beast. Even a level, as you see here, I have the level 40 Dialgas here. If you give a level 40 Dialga 2 shields versus the level 50 meta, it does still beat the level 50 meta. That's how powerful Dialga is. It's just nuts. Dialga is so strong. But yeah, if the level 50 from like what I've gauged at looks exactly like the level 40. The only difference is if you're in the 2-to-1s in the 50s versus 50s matchup, in the 2-to-1s you only lose against Conkeldurr versus level 50. So there are distinct differences, but like I said, it's not super oppressive. Well, it's very similar. So it's very similar. So level 40, if you put Dialga, if we put everything here's the example. If we put everything at level 40, so I changed it to the regular meta, and then we put it at level 40. As you see here, here's the difference. If I ran the simulator, it would essentially reflect that the same thing. You would win against what you win against, lose against you win against. The ratings would just change. So that's what it is. But this simulation, the purpose of this is to basically show you that level 50, if you have level 40 Pokemon, they have a level 50 mon, it's really, really powerful, especially if it's Dialga. 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. I've never given anything an 11. I will give it an 11 just for this, because level 50 Dialga versus the level 40 meta does this. So by the small chance you're that one or like two people that have played Pokemon Go and an obscenely long time, you've raided a lot, you've given a lot of money in Niantic, and you built a level 50 Dialga, this is what happens when you give a level 40 Dialga. This is the level 40 meta, and here's what happens. So you have 34 losses, right? Here's 34. So if you take that and you give it level 50, here's what a level 51 does against the level 40 meta. 93%. You go from 34 to 18. That's a lot of matchups. 269 wins and losses. And like in the one shield, it's just nuts just how strong it is. Like if you look at it right here, it's really, really good. Run it, and then right here. As you see, it's a monster. In the one shield, 90%. In the one shield. That's how, like, in the 2s, in the 1s, and in the 0s, level 50 Dialga versus the level 40 meta has 90% ratings across the board. That's not even considering, like, if you have if you're in the 1 to 0s, 99%. You only lose against one thing, and that's Melmetal. And that's a bait dependent matchup too. In the 2 to 0s, nothing beats you. And in the 2 to 1s, it's still like stupid. it's so powerful. 90 in the 2 to 1s, if you have shield advantage, you're gonna beat everything but Excadrill and Lucario. Excadrill and Lucario. Those are the only two matchups that beat you. Across the board in all scenarios, Dialga is 90%, has a 90% plus win rate in all scenarios at level 50 versus 40. So there is one con. It still is beatable by like Rhyperior and other things, but it has such positive matchups against literally over 90% of the meta. Like there's no way it can't get a 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10. You win lead with that. You win the matchup and you can't realign. Dialga will destroy you. So that's basically it. Anyways, guys, like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll do more Master League analysis, but seeing how prominent and how destructive level 50 Pokemon are against the level 40 meta, it's just a matter of time before you start seeing one or two people that have level 50 Dialgas running around and absolutely destroying their competition, because there's very little things that stop Dialga, or very little things that stop level 50 Pokemon at Master League at full power. Again, if you guys like, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and again, I will see you guys on the next video. And hopefully soon we will see a balance of Master League. Not really. Dialga Rex, Dialga going Dialga, and Niantic going Niantic.